Good evening. My name is Grace Ross, and I'm running for City Councilor at Large. I was intrigued by the questions because, I haven't in my adult life had a lot of opportunity to do artwork myself, and so I have to go enjoy what other people do all the time. Both of my parents were artists. My father was a choral conductor world round, and my mother was a visual artist. And as a child, I don't even remember when I learned to read music. I think I remember when I learned to read books. But I remember working with my mother in her art studio on the work she was doing. So I love Worcester, and as somebody who hasn't lived here all that long, I have to say Worcester is full of activities, and I am shocked the number of times that people say to me, well, I go out of Worcester for my entertainment, whether I'm going for food or for theater or whatever it is. And I can't imagine, go away for a weekend, that's a great idea, but you go away for a weekend by going down the street and going and visiting another ethnic event, another arts event. It's wonderful, a musical evening out, whatever you want, it's here. And I feel like the place that we get stuck is that people don't know. People don't know what's happening in Worcester, and I think that the coming together of all the groups to begin to build an awareness and build energy and give people a sense who live in the city what's going on here. You can measure it by how many visitors were brought into Worcester. I want to measure it by how many folks didn't go out of Worcester but spent their money here and stayed here and enjoyed the activities that are going on here, because ultimately I think that, if I was going to say something about a changing role for Worcester, Worcester's wonderful. There are great things here. I think it's a change in consciousness that we need. Some sort of way in which we recognize what's already here. I remember going down to the African American Festival one day, and then the Asian Festival was the next day, and talking to the folks at the African American Festival and saying, are you going to the Asian Festival tomorrow? And they'd be like, what Asian Festival? And I was like, how is that possible? And then I went to the Asian Festival the next day and I asked folks, so were you at the African American Festival yesterday? And most of them, again, didn't even know it was happening. So what I think is Worcester's biggest challenge, and I think the Worcester wayfinding can be part of getting us all there, but I think it takes real leadership from the City Council to begin to change our consciousness. Worcester has its own architecture. Worcester has wonderful locally owned businesses, and we should all be shopping locally and buying from our local businesses and supporting our local artists and supporting our local ethnic festivals, because we're fabulous, and we just got to recognize it and be it, and not be looking to other big cities in the Northeast for answers, but seeing that we have incredible talent here, incredible energy, putting our resources into our own local development instead of into trying to bring some big outside developer to save us, because we're here and we're wonderful. And I know Lynn talked about youth activities, going down to the youth center and watching folks doing, hip-hop dancing and music and whatever. We have the potential here and we need to build it. My name's Grace Ross. I'm running for City Councilor at Large, and I hope everybody goes out and votes on November 6th.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.